Broadcasting live from the True Crime Today studios to the world. This is Murder in the Morning with Tony Bruschi and Stacey Cole.
From the Hit Killers podcast, Murder in the Morning.
The mother of Elijah View. We've been talking about this. This is the young boy in Wisconsin that they found the remains of, and the parents being detained as well. Katrina Baur, grappling with the heartbreak after her son's remains were identified. In a statement released through her attorney, Amber Gratz, Baur expressed her devastation upon learning the news. Katrina Baur is devastated by the most recent news identifying the remains found as Elijah. She has continued to have hope that her little boy would be found alive. At this time, she's mourning the loss of her son, Gatz stated in an email to Action 2 News. By the way, I used to pretend I was on Action 2 News as a child.
Did you?
Oh my God. I ended up working in that same building for a while because they're in the basement of the old, it's an old schoolhouse in Green Bay. 115 South Jefferson in Green Bay. That's where WIXX was, and Channel 2's in the basement. But
wow.
Here's how much of a dork I was about that, and I'm sorry I'm going off topic, but I played with Ghostbusters, and I turned the Ghostbusters van into the Action 2 News vehicle, and the Ghostbusters would go out and report on things around my yard. Yeah. That's
well,
yep.
You know, a lot of us radio people, that's how we got our start. I used to run around. My mom had this big pink hairbrush, and I used to run around and pretend it was a microphone, like when I was 4 years old. So this has always been a thing for me, you know.
Yep.
But that's how you start.
And I renamed all the Ghostbusters after the anchors on that station. I'm like, here's George Graffis with weather. And it's funny because all these years later, you know, I ended up kind of getting to know some of those people working over there. And George just retired last year. Yeah, it was then my basement. I pretend I was on the news too, behind a big like hope chest. That was my news desk. And then I had like a big cardboard piece, like a refrigerator box or something, was my weather map. And anyway,
oh geez,
that's me going off because the words Action 2 News came on in this story. The Two Rivers police confirmed last week that the human remains found on a private property belonged to the missing child, Elijah View. The discovery was made by a hunter who was preparing his land for the upcoming hunting season. The remains were located approximately 3 miles northwest of where Elijah was originally reported missing. Baur remains in custody, facing serious charges of child neglect, which includes accusations of abusing Elijah. Her boyfriend, Jesse Vang, reported Elijah missing on February 20th while the boy was in his care. Criminal complaint indicates that Elijah was with Vang as a disciplinary measure for bad behavior. Baur, originally from Wisconsin Dells, allegedly wanted Vang to teach her 3-year-old son to be a man. Jesus Christ. The irony of that fucking sentence is just like, are you that stupid? It's a 3-year-old.
I mean, shit, 16-year-olds aren't even men, you know?
No. Both Baur and Vang have pled not guilty to felony child neglect charges. In addition to these allegations, Baur faces a charge of obstructing justice. Their case are currently progressing through the judicial system. Baur has made several attempts to have her bond reduced. However, those requests have been denied. Last month, the judge did modify her bond to allow for supervised contact with her children, which highlights the ongoing concerns about the family situation. Ah, God, this is just a sick story. And why... If the kids, one of our kids is dead, and they kind of suspect that, no, maybe there's something to connect this to, why are you allowing supervised visits with mom? But maybe she doesn't know. Maybe it was all him. I don't know.
Yeah, but she knew that he was punishing the kid.
Yeah.
And
that's the problem.
You know, I don't know. I mean, it's possible that she, you know, was so busy that she maybe wasn't really paying attention and he was helping her out. And I don't know, but it just, you have to know what somebody is about if you have them in your home.
Yeah.
You just do.
And the thing is, we assume people will do that. And the reality is a lot of people don't do that at all.
I don't understand having somebody who, I mean, they weren't married. This is just a boyfriend. So why are you allowing just a boyfriend to discipline your child like that?
Yeah, well, you're exactly right. I mean, there's 1,000 ways that they could be thinking like, well, I don't like the discipline, or who knows? Maybe the boyfriend was like, this kid needs more discipline, or who the fuck knows? But it's another lesson in just horrible, horrible behavior, and that people are entrusted with raising human beings, and we just allow this. Like, good luck. It's a lottery.
That's how you create monsters, because kids being horrifically disciplined, especially by somebody who's not in their family, not that family is the only one who should be disciplining you, but I mean, step parents run into that sometimes too. You know, they are part of the family. They're legally supposed to be there. And, you know, kids are not obeying anything they say. It's a big deal. But a boyfriend, as a parent, you have an obligation to make sure that this person who is not their parent is treating them appropriately. It's just asinine.
It's a 3-year-old. That's the thing.
Yeah, well,
it's a 3-year-old. Be a man.
And what, they got mad because he filled his diaper? That's what 3-year-olds do.
Yeah. Yeah. I can guarantee if you look at the background on these people, I'm sure they have lovely upbringings as well, which creates the monster that then creates another monster. And the merry-go-round goes round and round.
You're neck deep in a dark, twisted tale. And just as the tension peaks, bam, a commercial about some miracle diet pill breaks the spell. It's like finding a fly in your soup after the first bite. But here's the fix. True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. You get to enjoy your crime stories without the junk. Ad-free episodes, extended interviews that go beyond the surface, and early access to all the gruesome details. It's like swapping out a can of cheap beer for a glass of fine whiskey. So search for True Crime Today Premium Plus on Apple Podcasts. Subscribe and keep the darkness flowing uninterrupted.